No, I just first off want to thank Rose Holman for coming over. Thought rusty as guys, it was really a competitive game. They extremely well coached. Gave us trouble. Obviously, we had trouble guarding them for most of the first half. Thought they, really physical, really tough. Hurt us on the glass. I think we only had one offensive rebound at halftime. They had three, so they were, rare. You see a D3, D1, and the D3 is, out rebounding them. So I thought they took the fight to us in the first half. Did a great job. So credit to them. Thought our guys, we had a really good spurt there at the end of the second half. Thought defensive intensity picked up. Thought that we generated some good looks. Started to make some shots as the half wore on. And I liked our defense in the second half. I thought, we got a chance to rest, Bledson and Coop and those guys some as well. So didn't want to have to play them a ton of minutes. So, but again, appreciate those guys coming, and thought our guys, did some good things, as you would imagine, in an exhibition. And this early in the year, there's a ton to go back and clean up. And so that work will start on Saturday after a day off tomorrow.
Questions, please.
Josh, it's a first impression for everybody watching, but in a sense, it's a first impression for you to see these guys in a game scenario, although you did have the Murray State thing. But what did you like and what didn't you like about what you saw tonight?
Did not like. I didn't think we did a very good job of affecting their shot windows. I thought they had a lot of shots that, particularly most of the first half, that we let them get to their spots, didn't contest. They made a lot of mid-range shots, which analytically you'd like to give up. But no one wants to give up uncontested shots. Mid-range, anything, you want to make sure you're getting a contest. I thought we let them get to their spots and didn't contest. I thought, we didn't do a good job of generating extra possessions on the offensive glass for most of the game. I thought that, those were probably two things that just stand out to me. And then some turnovers. 13 turnovers isn't a terrible number, but when you're playing a team that's, not trying to turn you over, all those turnovers were self-inflicted. So those could come down. In terms of things I liked, I thought the intensity second half defensively was much better. I thought our rebounding on both ends of the floor in the second half was much better. I thought we shared the ball well. We had 20 assists, and I thought, obviously we had a chance for some more, missed some bunnies around the rim. I think we missed 3 or 4 layups in the second half, and had some really good cutting kicks where we just didn't, make shots. But I thought our guys really tried to share the ball, and we played with better pace and better force in the second half. And so there's some positives to take away. Obviously, we had a lot of guys out there. We had some unconventional lineups. I don't think we've played, Kalix and Tuck together, and certainly not Kalix and Hiddle together. And so we just have lineups out there that we haven't had, because of the numbers. So, we'll get a little healthier here as time goes on and get some guys back in the fold. But I was proud of how they competed. I thought we played much better the last, 25, 26 minutes of the game.
It seemed like in the first half when you built a gap, as good as both teams were shooting the ball early, I felt like it was more the mechanics of the offense that was able to build that gap. A lot of fouls that were drawn on Rose Holman to get you to the line. The shooting will get, that gets the notice, but it seemed like that part of your offense is what really kind of, it made everybody relax a little bit and put you guys in a decent spot. Is that kind of one of the strengths you want to see?
Yeah, we want to, every possession, I know people get enamored with the threes, and certainly you want that, but to me, what we hunt every possession is a layup, right? And then if you're hunting layups, if you can't get a layup, we want to get fouled. And if, you're hunting layups and you're trying to get in the line, and people take that away, generally means they're helping if you're playing with force. And then that generates, if you're spaced appropriately, 3-point attempts. And so I know we took 31 threes and we got in the line 20 times. And so those are pretty good numbers, and it's not, I don't care, I don't have to go into a game and say we're going to take, this many threes. Like, I think you have to take and attack the defense and try to take what it's giving you, as long as it works within, your structure, right? So we know every possession we want, a layup, free throw, or a spot wide open 3. the way they were playing us. They were really clogging the lane, so we wanted to move the ball. They did a good job of helping. We got off the ball early. I thought it presented some attack to catch opportunities, and we were able to get downhill, touch paint, and that's a huge part of what we want to do is we want to drive the ball, and that we call it blender. We're playing in a blender. That drive and kick game, hopefully will get us and generate some free throw opportunities. And I think we finished 16 for 20, but first half I think we were 10 for 10 from the line, and that was huge to settle us in. And I thought, obviously made a bunch of threes in that first, 6 or 7 minutes, but a little bit of fool's gold there. You don't want to live on just, you're not going to make that many threes. And so getting the lines, I thought stabilized us.
Xavier really was determined to put his mark on this game in terms of his intensity on both ends of the floor. That's what he's done. Those of us who have seen him practice have seen that. But is that indicative of what you saw from him at LMU? And it obviously has a big influence on both sides of the floor.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever played 30 minutes at LMU, so this was the most he's probably ever played in a college basketball game. He's a really good player. I mean, Xavier, he has a fire that, burns, and I think it's one of those things that, you got to make sure that you're able to channel it the right way, right? But he plays with a lot of emotion. He's an unbelievable competitor. He kind of reminds me, I always say, it reminds me a little bit of PJ Tucker. He's got that dog in that heart. He's going to lay it on the line every possession. He's talking to everybody, the referees, his teammates, the opponents. But he is trying to impact the game. He's all about winning. You look at tonight. He gets he get 15 points and 6 rebounds, but he gets 9 assists. And last year, he played right about 20 minutes a game for us at LMU. He led the conference in assists. He led the conference in field goal percentage. And so he's a guy that can really pass the ball. He helps other guys. He understands the game at a high level. And, he kind of was able to his passing is something that, we really are trying, offensively to weaponize. And as we get guys back, Cam Henry, has a lot of similar skills, just a little bigger and more athletic doing it. But in terms of being able to kind of help other guys, and when you got guys that can move without the ball, I think Cooper's a really good mover. We got some guys that can move without the basketball. When you have guys who can pass like that, it spotlights them. And I thought Jabo competed defensively. He's, that's an area of growth for him. I think that was one thing, my biggest concern with him coming here was going to be his ability to guard. Now goes home and we're going to face better athletes, so it's not like he answered that question today. But I thought he competed really well on the defensive end. And like I said, I don't know if he's ever played, 31 minutes in a game. So for him to do that and then have the results I thought obviously was huge for us tonight.
This wasn't or isn't going to be your intended rotation through the season with so many guys out. How close will you be health-wise with some of these guys Tuesday to getting? I know not all of them will be back, but how close are you in terms of getting guys back for the real thing?
Yeah, Cam Henry will be back, which helps us immensely. You can make an argument that he's our best all-around player. He doesn't score it the way Tyreek or Coop does, but the way he touches the game, rebounding and passing, and his defense at 6'6" and ability to do some things. So having him back will help. And then the other guys, I think we're close. Whether that's Tuesday or Friday, I don't see it stretching beyond that. We got Kamari, we got Simon. Obviously, everybody knows RHIT situation. I think there'll be a decision one way or the other here shortly. And then Micah's situation should be resolved as well. So we hope to be back to hopefully as close to full strength as possible by Tuesday, and certainly expect to have all, if not, hopefully all of our guys for Purdue on Friday.
Anything else?
Coach, real quick, do you expect Tyreek to play on Tuesday, or do you have an update on his situation?
No, he saw the doctor today, and the biggest thing with that is making sure that he has all the information, right? And so now we'll sit down this weekend and process that. And Tyreek's, he's a warrior. Trust me, I've never met anybody who loves to play, wants to compete, and works harder than Tyreek Key. So you know, we'll see after this weekend. I think we'll have a determination, and he could, you know, I think, you know, I know it's a huge, yeah, he could play Tuesday and he could have surgery out the season. And both those options are on the table. Both those are possibilities. It's really going to be, you know, him taking all the information that he has, talking to Connor, talking to his family, and then also, you know, weighing, you know, all the things he wants to do moving forward. And he's got, I think Tyreek's got a chance to be a pro and play professional basketball for a long time. And so we want to make sure we're giving him every chance to do that. And the reason he came back, you know, was to try to add value, right, to himself. That's what we talk about. And I want to make sure that, you know, when he leaves out of here, you know, we've added that value and that he's taken his game and he's in a better place than he would have been, you know, here, you know, after last season. And he was a pro last season. He'll be a pro whether he plays or not moving forward. But we want to add as much value to him. So we'll sit down and talk it through and hopefully have something by the weekend.